I've been doing Jiu Jitsu for 25 years. For the last 17 has been my job, full-time job. Yeah. So that's all I do all day. I wake up at 6 a.m. I wake up at 4:45, quarter to 5. My first class is 6 a.m. every day. I have 12 o'clock class every day. I have privates every day. I teach kids classes, I teach adults classes, and then I go to bed after spending 14 hours in the dojo every day. Every single day, except for Sunday. That's been my life for a long, long time. Then I travel around, I teach seminars, this is all I do. So if I'm doing something and you can't quite do it that way yet, it's just practice. That's all it is. Every single person, me included, started as a brand new white belt that knew nothing. And every single person that's wearing a black belt today got there through hard work. Not every black belt you meet is going to have the same level of skill, the same level of athleticism, the same level, because you're not all the same people. If Michael Jordan was doing Jiu-Jitsu, he'd be a lot better than me. He's just naturally better athlete, gifted human. But that does not diminish what I can be if I continue to train. Yeah, I can be the best version of me if I continue to train. That's what Jiu-Jitsu has shown me. And the one thing you can guarantee every black belt is stubborn. Because was it hard for you at the start?
Starting like that?
Well, I know first of all, if you started Jiu-Jitsu when we started Jiu-Jitsu, there was no, when I started Jiu-Jitsu, we were learning Jiu-Jitsu from blue belts that were like 21 years old. So if it didn't work, just do it hard. And we broke each other's shit, we messed each other up so bad trying to work it out. It was all egomaniacs running the gyms. So if you're starting Jiu-Jitsu today, you're lucky in that we broke our bodies and it's a much more controlled environment today than it is from back when we started, including back when you started. I imagine it would have been crazy as well. It was a nut house. So if you guys are training Jiu-Jitsu today, you're starting on the back of all these people. Look at my fingers. I don't know if you've noticed my fingers. I can't open jars anymore. Like my fingers are gone. This is all because nobody taught me to grip properly. I teach my white belts from day one how to grip properly so that they don't hurt their hands, and they're like, oh yeah, what else you got? But man, look at my hands. I'm giving you pieces of gold, and you guys go, what else you got? But you're learning all these little details that you're picking up. You're picking up from years of sacrifice and years of punishment that your peers ahead of you put in the time for. You're blessed to be learning today. I didn't listen to my elders when I was a kid. I didn't. And going back through my head, most of my school teachers gave me really good advice. My football coaches gave me really good advice. My older uncles gave me really good advice. My dad gave me really good advice. I didn't freaking listen to anybody. I listened to Pedro Sauer, the first adult, the first older person than me I ever listened to. I started listening to a person like in my late 20s. I thought, because I saw the skills in him, I thought, I want to listen, I want to do what this guy says. And I followed his lessons and nothing's let me down. So if you believe in anything that I said tonight, believe me, none of your coaches are guiding you poorly. They're doing their best. And if you are starting out, take the advice. Take every little piece of advice and run with it. Even if it's a technique that you learned today that you can't quite do today, store it in your head. It'll come to you one day. There's so many techniques that I've learned over the years that were like that. Professor was showing me a technique in like the early 2000s where on one of the guard passes, this armbar just lands in your hands. I'm like, get out of here. I remember when I saw it, I was like, that would never work. Like it would never work. And 10 years later, it was just landing in my hands. Like every time I was like, look at that. It took 10 years for that lesson to sink through. But that was because I never stopped. Even though I didn't have really any faith in it when I saw it, I thought he couldn't be lying to me. It took me 10 more years to discover exactly how to get it done. You guys have got coaches that have put in 10 and 15 and 20 years of time in this art ahead of you. Take their advice, come to class and train in the martial art. Not just fight in the free training. Fighting in the free training, you're sort of practicing what you already know. And if you're a white belt, you don't know anything. You don't know anything. It's not because you're not special, you're a white belt. You haven't learned anything. You haven't had time to learn anything yet. Come in here and practice learning new skills. One thing we do in my school, and it's helped lift the level of my school tremendously, like through the roof. No one under 3-stripe white belt is allowed to free train, like free train. You are allowed to grapple, but only from position. So we have position of the month. So every month, the position will change. It might be guard this month. And that means for the whole month of, what month are we in? July. For the whole month of July, you're just doing guard. That means you're either going to hold guard or you're going to pass the guard. That's it. If you pass or you get swept or whatever, it's over. You start again. For one whole month, you just do guard. The next month, you just do bottom side or top side. Yeah, and you fight for position, that's it. Because what you'll find is at the end of a month, like when you're a white belt, you free train.
Yeah.
When you come to a free training session, how many mount escapes will you actually get off? Probably not many, huh? You get mounted a few times, and by the time you work out where you are, they're either submitting you, or they've already jumped off, or yeah, so you don't even get to practice one. Well, imagine you had a whole month, and that's all you had to practice. Don't you think after doing that cycle 2 or 3 times, you'd be able to free train better?
Yeah.
When the whole thing was put to you? If you close up your problems, because right now when you come in and you free train, you're a white belt, they give you a jiu-jitsu problem like this. You're going to get taken down, then someone's going to touch your legs, go to side mount, and they're going to mount you, maybe take your back, and there's a lot of these submissions going to come, and you're, you just start freaking out. And you panic from the bottom, you shit yourself, and you give half the submissions away. Well, if we take little bites out of jiu-jitsu, just small pieces, and say, let's look at the guard, just the guard in isolation, let's fight from here. Then the next month, let's look at just side mount. Tonight I gave you a lot of nice little pieces of information for side mount. I spent 5 years lying under side mount half guard. 5 years where I did not get on top. Years. If I swept you, back to the bottom, back to the bottom. From the bottom, I wanted to know the bottom. I wanted to know how to get out, how to stop, how to prevent, everything I possibly could, and work out counters. Because one thing to stop something, but then they do something. And when they do that, they do this. When they do that, you do that. Do that, do that, do that, do that, do that, forever. That's how Jiu-Jitsu works. If you read the fine print, Jiu-Jitsu does not promise you that you can win any fight. If you do it correctly, you can survive any fight. You can survive any encounter. That's what it promises you. And I'm 100% a believer in it. Because I've seen it. I've seen little 50-kilo women defend themselves against 100-kilo men. And armbar them in the end, choke them in the end. I've seen it happen. If you do it correctly, if you go after them, you're going to expose yourself. This martial art is 2,000 years old as a martial art. This is what the samurai did if they dropped their sword. If they lost the sword in battle, you can't punch a samurai. You know, they wear an armor. You got to attack the joints. So if you lost a samurai, you're probably going to die. If you lost a sword in a battle back then, you're probably going to get your head cut off. But if you didn't, if you got your hands on your opponent, you had to manipulate joints. This is 2,000 years old, this martial art. The sport started in 1987. It's younger than me. So let's not ignore the 2,000 years of history that came before the sport. The sport is cool. I love the sport. I trained, I competed for a long time. I competed for 11 years, 54 different tournaments. I got 13 gold medals. Big deal. I don't care. I don't even mention it on my website. You've been to my school. Do I have any medals on the wall? I have 240 students in my school. I have about 160 of them are adults. About 15 of them compete. So 145 times. So who am I running the school for? The 15 competitors for the 145 that don't compete. I'm running the school for everybody. But I'm focusing on the people that are not going to compete. Because even the people that competed, I've been doing jiu-jitsu for 25 years, I competed for 11. That means 14 of the 25 that I've been doing jiu-jitsu, I haven't competed. And I probably won't compete again. I'm not going to stop training till I die. So my jiu-jitsu career, my sports career, was about 10 years, 11 years. That's not long in a lifetime. This martial art, if you do it correctly, you never have to stop. Never. And you get better after black belt. Like, it's not even close. Like, you get way better after black belt. The most learning you're going to do is going to come after black belt. Am I right?
Yes.
Am I right? Am I right? After black belt, you'll see the whole game opens up to you. Just stick around. I promise. I have this in my schools. I've put it in his school because they've 100% adopted our culture in his school too. But if you go from white to black in Jiu-Jitsu in my school, and you get to black belt, and you can come to me and promise me, you can look me right in your eye and swear to God that you regret the time, I can't give you the time back, but I'll give you all your money back. I will refund you 10 years, 12 years, 13 years of fees on the spot. You got to look me in the eye and tell me you regret it. Do you regret your time on the mat? Do you regret your time? The injuries, the bills you paid? Do you regret your time?
Nothing.
Man, you do this because I'll tell you something. It does not matter how cool the school is, how good your teammates are. If you get to black belt, it doesn't matter how good your coach is. you're going to pat yourself on the back because you're going to be the one that did this. I said to you, there's 10 black belts come out of my school. They're not my black belts. They were my students. But they're men on their own. They all made that themselves. Who can you say, who worked for you to get that thing?
I showed up. That's the secret. Just keep showing up.
Show up, but you're showing up for yourself. You need teammates. You need people on the journey with you. But you're doing this road alone. We're all walking the same road, but we're walking it alone. And if you do it for long enough, you're going to see a lot of people quit. I've never heard anybody, I've run into so many people, I've run into hundreds of people that have quit Jiu-Jitsu that I met on the journey. And when they find out I'm still training, they all say the same thing. I wish I never stopped. I've never met anyone go, I'm so glad I quit. I've never met anyone say it. And I'm telling you this, and the reason I say this at the end of my seminars is because you, the purple, brown belts, black belts, have you ever been hurt doing Jiu-Jitsu? Put your hand up if you've been hurt. Put your hand up, anyone, if you've been hurt doing Jiu-Jitsu. Alright, if you haven't been hurt, put your hand up if you've almost been hurt. Almost injured. No? You were never even close to injured? You've never been close to injured? You've been injured. So everyone's been injured or close to injured. So injuries are guaranteed. You're going to get hurt doing Jiu-Jitsu. There's no way around it. How badly I get hurt is largely going to come down to the attitude I bring to the mat and whether I come in here trying to beat everyone or trying to improve at the art. We're not making pancakes in here. You're learning to break joints. You're learning to choke necks. This shit is nasty. All right? You have to do it with complete respect. Complete respect for yourself, complete respect for the dojo, complete respect for your training partners and their joints. But at the same time, as we get better, when you guys train, you hold back, you give it. I know, but you do it with respect. If you don't do it with respect, everyone's going to end up with flat nose and mashed up ears and looking at each other all angry, and that's not the feeling of this room. This is a beautiful dojo, it's a beautiful space, I can feel it. It's a place to come and learn Jiu-Jitsu. This is the sort of place you can train for a long time and get a black belt. You cannot get good at this training in 1 year, or in 2, or in 3. This is going to take you a long time. But I promise if you make the commitment to it, the payoff is well worth it. This shit's like a superpower if you get good at it. You will dismantle people your size easily. That's why you have to learn it with respect, because you can't put that ability in people that go outside with no respect, because they become dangerous to society. We're going to all become contributors to society. Better, we make society better by being around. Don't run around throwing jiu-jitsu at people. You use the philosophy, all the lessons that you're going to learn from this beautiful martial art are going to be totally applicable to your life later. You just got to give it time to see it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. There was a lot there. We covered a fair few topics.